Time to take it to the dirt. This is Slingin Dirt, 1 hour of dirt track talk. Now, here are Ashley and David Stremme.
Hello, it is Tuesday. Welcome back to Slingin Dirt. We're the Stremmes, and we have an awesome day planned. We have Ben Watkins. He is your Carolina Clash Rookie of the Year and the points champion. We've got Jimmy Owens joining us, the Newport Nightmare, of course. He is the National 100 winner. And last but not least, my buddy Mike Iles. He won the 10,000 Romp in the Swamp winner at Bridgeport Speedway this weekend. That's what it was called, the Romp in the Swamp. They actually raced on the quarter-mile track there this weekend instead of the typical 5/8, so we'll have to ask him about that. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
Frost up there.
Frost in Jersey. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's cold. I mean, they should have. I can't believe they're still racing up there.
Well, there's another race, the Gobbler, coming up in New York the very end of November. So, but hey, it is World Finals week, and we are stoked. It's like I just tweeted. It's like Christmas with your dirt racing family. The spring. I'm serious. Everybody, well, maybe for me, not so much for you, but I get to see my big block friends, my late model friends, and of course my sprint car friends.
Push start cars.
All right here in my little hometown. So I'm super excited. We've got a show on Friday from noon to 1:30. Be sure to stop by the pavilion beside the drag strip. We will have
by Tom Johnson's.
Yes, closer to the Tom Johnson side. Cool pavilion, rain or shine, we will be there. It does have a roof, so come stay dry because it looks like it's going to rain a lot this weekend. Bring your coolers, bring us a cold one.
Yep.
We do have some guests lined up. We have about 12 joining us, but so far confirmed we have Tim Fuller, Matt Shepard, Jimmy Phelps, Rick Eckert, and Jonathan Davenport. We'll have some more. Maybe we can announce the rest of them hopefully before the show's over. But we do have some good people lined up, and we're excited.
I don't care if we got to go, and I'll drag them out of their haulers. We'll get them there. But yeah, it's cool. World Finals. I know. Even before I started racing dirt, it was always fun to go to the dirt track. It's I would say kind of like when we were running the Cup cars, and you would go to Daytona. Or you would go to Bristol, the facility and the fan power that is there and the people it's crazy. Just like this week, there's vendors coming in town. It really turns into a big weekend for them. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, World Racing Group, they have with their 3 divisions the banquet on Sunday. And it's funny because you had mentioned the weather, and that's what's going to be interesting is what's going to be going on with the weather. We had seen rain, but they do a phenomenal job of getting in. I remember the one year actually the best race I probably thought, and Davenport won the late model side of it, was the big block cars, and they were blowing tires, pitting, coming out, and you'd seen a lot of strategy. So maybe the fans will get to see a little different show. I mean, the one thing I did like that I had seen in the weather, it's not going to be freezing cold. So,
absolutely.
And then with them moving the dates next year, obviously it'll help out. But definitely going to be awesome, to see a lot of our friends. And, again, I always enjoy going out there and watching the show because they do a good job of getting it in. So if you don't have tickets yet, at least come down. You can wander
It's free to come see us.
Yeah, it's free to come see us.
Noon to 1:30, and then Wing Nation comes in at 1:30 to 3, and then we'll join them there at the very end
you
until
won't
3.
Want to miss
We're going to have a lot of good gossip going on. I'm excited.
Well, yeah, there's already stuff starting. You look at Jimmy Owens won the National 100, which
in a new race car.
In a Barry Wright car, which to me, and I'm going to give my opinion.
Of course you are.
I thought it was awesome for Barry and Lance. They've been working very hard. From what I had heard, and we can't get Boyer on the show to defend himself, but so I'm going to say it anyways. What I had heard was, they went most of the year without testing, then they started testing a little bit, but Barry and them were working on this brand new car, and obviously the Boyer camp went with the Club 29 car with Lanigan and all them, and then you see Jimmy come out with this new Barry Wright car, and he was fast. He was very good. You had Madden, who's been very strong. He made a charge. You had Bloomer make a charge. Obviously the track, and it'd be interesting to talk to Jimmy because the track had locked down pretty much where it was hard to pass and rubbered up. But they were fighting weather. And a lot of guys, talking about tires blowing out, they said in the past the track's always been very hard on tires, and it wasn't. So, But I was very happy to see Jimmy and Barry and all of them do very well. And we watched it on Dirt on Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that really pissed me off, though, when
boy.
I was watching it, was the lack of respect that people have. And it wasn't just one car that come in. There was like 2 or 3 cars come in. And guys are changing a tire or doing a little work. And here comes another crew guy right up behind the car taking pictures. I'm going to tell you what. When I was coming up racing, or even if somebody did that in my car, there's going to be some ass whooping going on. I mean, that is just disrespectful. It's easy to go and just take a picture or do something. Listen, boys, go do your homework, you know. And I'd seen this ride on TV, and I was like, man, this is crazy. So, but it was fun to watch.
Big-time auto racing.
Yeah, but it's, you know, on the NASCAR side, they have a lot of, you know, people do undercover stuff. They have cameras, but this is, it was just very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people work very hard.
No different than I had heard on the sprint car side of things.
Oh,
people
boy.
had drones going over, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's just out of hand. So anyways,
Everybody wants the edge.
but you had a great run by Clint Smith. Had done a phenomenal
Good
job.
cat, Daddy.
He run right there. Madden was pretty good. You know, Rambo was running good. Him and Bloomer come in. They had changed tires. You know, we had Francis was there in another car, and he was running pretty respectful.
Well, speaking of Cat Daddy, he actually Facebooked some pictures of East Alabama, and it is currently underwater. So they got that race in just in the nick of time.
Yep.
But some more exciting news, back to World Finals week. Dave Blaney will be back in a big block mob this weekend. He'll be back in the Halmers number 74 for the World Finals. And then some not so good news. Everybody knows Tim McCready, and his modified ride is now up in the air. Vinny Salerno, after 25 years, is selling everything.
Yeah.
So he's fielded a lot of great cars. He'll be a tough one to see go from the sport, but hopefully he'll change his mind.
Done.
He said he's done for now, but he might come back. But hopefully
I don't know.
that'll change.
He might come back in a different role. You never know.
Absolutely.
The racer's hard.
That's very
but
possible.
McCready won't be without a mod ride. He'll find.
No.
He's a very good shoe. We'd seen him. He was at East Alabama running. You know, those guys, you can put them in anything and they run well. It doesn't surprise me Blaney's going to be in a big block car.
Me neither.
That guy raced a late model. Listen, he was. And you see this in generations. You know, I remember watching Dave and running sprint cars, and you seen him run the asphalt stuff. He's very, very talented. It obviously shows with his boy Ryan running, but Dave will get in anything, and he'll be very competitive. So it's going to be neat to see him run that.
And he's running a sprint car this weekend, too. So
I could have told you
well,
that.
yeah. Which
He was only testing, you know, a week ago. So
was it only a week ago? That's right. You're right.
You know what's funny is that race, the World Finals, it's definitely, it doesn't even pay what East Alabama paid.
No.
But the prestige and the environment, it's to say, hey, yeah, I won World Finals, because you know it's like really your last big shot to get in the season and run a race. And it's really neat to see the type of work ethic that is put into it for that race. And, you know, guys have been testing like crazy. There were some guys that were supposed to test last week. It got rained out. Just neat, and I'm really excited to see what Charlotte, the dirt track, has done to elevate their program again. Because every year we go out there and there's something new that they've done, and it'll be cool.
And it's always an enjoyable points battle down to the end too. You know, we saw Josh Richards a couple years ago. I think he won it by 1 point. It's always you know, risk versus reward, as you like to say.
But I would say this year, because them Doc and Hearn, obviously a lot of people
that hurt.
had read. You know, he went to run the other race. He has a shot at $60,000, and then they docked him, took him off his A plan money or his gold plan and platinum, whatever you want to call it. But
Friesen was also in the same boat.
No, I know, and you know, you look at the points battle. I think it's pretty much all of them are summed up. Am I correct? Or
no, I think.
The
well,
big block,
now that Brett's dropped to third, I think it is now. That's probably out the window. But Clanton's. Does he have the?
No, Clanton's pretty. All he's got to do is show up.
That's what I thought.
Listen, he's already been in the Bahamas doing stuff. He's
all
he's got to do
is
show
vacation.
up. You have obviously, you know, Shots. He summed it up back in July. I mean, he's been on fire.
Absolutely.
I don't know why they hate that guy. He is very.
You know, I
humbled.
tweeted
he's
that.
He's very good. I want to, you know, and again, World Finals. We know he's gonna have his late model there running. I think it's phenomenal, and he does. You know, last year he made the show a couple of times, and that's what I think the fans, you know, and there is, listen, fans, I see it. There's a spread. You have your open wheel sprint car fans, and you have your dirt late model big block fans. I think the late model big block fans are pretty much almost one, but the sprint car fans, you do see a difference. And they love it.
Well, I'd have to disagree 100% with you, but...
No, that's bullshit. If you seen Scott Bloomquist get in a sprint car, they're going to go, well, what's he doing in a sprint car? He don't belong in a sprint car. Late model people go, oh, hey, yeah, Schatz is in a sprint car. We're going to watch. Oh, hell yeah, he's doing great.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, it's different. Fans are different.
The fans are different. If you say so. I'm going to just
Your
stop
posse,
on that
that's why you're...
No, that's not why. I just disagree with you 100%. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I would say the posse fans are really receptive to different things. Like when we had our modifieds, I just call them track
that's
packer
where
cars.
I would disagree with you 100%.
I thought the posse fans were great. Your Ohio
but
fans
you're
are a
kind
little
of
bit...
posse now. That's what you need
Not
to
really.
understand.
Not
You
really.
married a posse.
But when you go to Indiana, and it's Indiana Sprint Week, they don't care about late models. They don't care. It's a different crowd. All right,
they're also wingless cars.
Yeah, but
So think
they
about
got
what
wing
you're talking
cars
about
and
there,
stuff.
too.
I'm just saying. Anyways.
Goodness gracious.
Folks.
Well, Davenport, he's still keeping up his winning streak. He won at Tri-County this weekend. And Sean Walker won the finale at the Race of Championships in the big block at 5 Mile. And Friesen won the ROC title. So
I seen that stat in Area Auto.
what's that?
Friesen had, like, the keep up with feature wins and stuff. He had, like, 34. Hearn's, like, at 27. It was pretty amazing. That was just in overall wins, So Friesen is again, I look at him as a McCready. Man, they race everything, and they're very good.
They sure do. And you're exactly right. I haven't seen him in a late model, though, I don't think.
No, but it wouldn't surprise me if he is.
You going to line that up for him, too?
No, I hope he got a motor.
You tried to get him a motor.
Yeah, I hope he got a motor for a sprint car. He's one that they would accept because he's won a World Outlaw race, but...
I guess, maybe. Well, 2016 schedules have slowly started to trickle out. Banquets, and the season's almost over.
I know it's about done. That's what people ask me. Hey, you racing? They do have on the 21st of November, because Ruderman called me, or I should say he texted me, David did. He's like, hey, you want to go down to the Memorial race? I said, I'm kind of with Buzzy on this. Why are we taking damn roofs off, And then he texted me back, give me a hard time. You can put a little piece of metal up there. I'm like, I don't know. But anyways,
a little piece of metal.
if you're in the Florida area, it'll definitely be a great show. Florida still has, between Bubba Raceway, East Bay, Volusia, they still have a lot of racing going on down there because the weather's actually gotten pretty good. But, the other thing before we go to break, I had seen, and it was really cool at East Alabama for the National 100 in the crate cars. You had Cale Conley, who done a phenomenal job. He had announced he's, I think, going to do something different with his NASCAR program, but he went and run the crate car in dirt, which he had run sprint cars before, but now he's into late model stuff. He run from 20th. I think he finished 3rd or 4th. Bubba Pollard, who is an asphalt guy that's been Clint Smith slowly getting him transitioned
Converted
over to the dirt. I don't know where he finished, but he was there racing. You've seen a lot. I'd seen like 3-4 guys, and I go, wow, these guys are trying the dirt out, so it's really cool seeing that.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of people who are doing big things, we'll see if we can get Ben Watkins on the line here on Slingin Dirt on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Dale Jr. here. I wear Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans for any occasion. With new styles and great fits, you'll look good and feel comfortable anytime, anywhere.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans are built with a U-shaped construction, so they give you more room where you need it. And their 4-way flex technology moves with you for all-day comfort.
In the garage or out and about, Wrangler knows the ins and outs of comfort. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
Are you ready?
To help children forget about their serious medical conditions so they can just be a kid. Then support Victory Junction, which is the dream of late race driver Adam Petty, who wanted to build a camp where children concentrate on fun and laughter, not illness or disability. At Victory Junction, kids enjoy ziplining, horseback riding, swimming, fishing, all in a medically safe environment, all at no cost to the camper. What do you say, Richard Petty?
Let's do this.
Learn more at victoryjunction.org.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt. We're your hosts, Ashley and David Stremme. We had a little switch up here. We're now joining us is this past weekend's National 100 winner. It is Jimmy Owens. Welcome to the show, Jimmy.
Hi, good to be on.
Well, we're glad to have you back. You had a perfect night this weekend. Fastest time, won your heat, and just killed it in the feature. But the track looked to be a little irritated, I guess is a word that we could use.
Well, the track wasn't up to par. Wasn't what we wanted, but, we got a good heat race, good qualifying lap in, and we was in the position to get in the front on such a terrible track. But, the weather was coming in, and they didn't have time to prep it, and if they would have prepped it, we wouldn't have got it in. So, as soon as the race was over, it started pretty much raining.
I know it was really fun to watch. With yourself, you had Madden there and Bloomer, and you had Clint Smith, all these different guys, Rambo, and it was fun to watch when I was watching that race. And I'd never raced or never really seen it, but you could tell you had to be very easy on tires, and you would run your own race, and I think it was Madden. He got underneath you down the backstretch, and I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. And you just kind of went off in there, held your own, run your own pace still, and you were gone still. What is the biggest difference, you think? Is it working with Barry and them? Was it just something new that has changed, I guess?
Well, it's a new car, and Barry and those guys were there, and just had a lot of help and a lot of input, and Barry and I seemed to work really well together, and we'd bounce ideas, and, the whole time we were there practicing, we'd practice the night before, we'd come in, try this, try that, and we were both really on the same page with everything, and every time, like during practice, we went out, it was pretty good. Even when we first got there, the car had a bit of a push here, and I was telling what it was doing, and we immediately, started getting that out of it, and once we got it to where we liked it, that last session there, we were really good. And then the next day we go out and hot lap, and I complain a little bit, and bam, we're just able to fix it just right off the bat and go out and set a good qualifying lap. So it's just really good to have someone that really knows what's going on working with you.
I know it was neat, and I guess a friend of ours had said that car was just bare, a week or so ago?
Yeah, the Thursday before the race, it was a week. Yeah, they had 4 days to put that thing together.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. Is it a brand new car? Has it ever been raced before, or is it one you had sitting in your shop from a couple years ago?
No, it was a brand new car. Barry had built it. It had been sitting on the jig, and we'd went up there a couple of times and looked at it, and they was working on it and they was doing some stuff to modify. We were changing them up, so I'd go up there and check them out and then look at that car, and then, I thought, well, I wonder who's going to get this one. Then he called me and said, hey, man, you want to race this weekend? I was like, sure. So we just, I took a motor and stuff over there and throwed it in it and went and raced.
Well, it was quite the showing. Are you going to take same car to World Finals?
Yeah, we're going to take the same one to the World Finals. They're up there working on it now, and we'll probably go up there tomorrow.
Well, it looked like it was a really good piece. So you talk about, and a lot of people talk about this all the time, is the chemistry in doing stuff. Is that something that, do you feel, when you had the Club 29, you come out, won races, and then I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you had Black Diamond or whatever, that whole camp. Do you think it got too big and it kind of struggled with trying to get better, or what do you think the biggest switch up, or the, I guess what I'm saying is how the perfect chemistry,
Well, the Club 29 Black Diamonds, they're good cars. I had real good success in them. And this year's been a little not up to par, but it's been a good year.
Yep.
We're third in national points, and we're right there every weekend, and just never could get that little extra glitch. And, I myself had went through team changes, crew changes, and so this year's been real hectic with just changes throughout the whole season. And, I feel like we got a real good piece even with the Club 29 stuff, and like I say, we were right there all year, but, we get there with Barry, and we just got that little extra confidence, a little extra security, and a little more organization. Barry was even able to take my team and be more organized with my guys than what I was.
Yeah, no doubt. It helps when you can all gel and it really makes it so much easier for everybody else. We talked about this a little bit in the opening segment. We watched the National 100 on Dirt. And a lot of guys, when they would come into pit to change tires or make adjustments or whatever, other crew guys were coming over and checking things out, and we watched it in Victory Lane as well. We saw your guys trying to back up to the butt of the car because some guys were trying to peek their heads in there. What are your thoughts on that as a race car driver and, doing what you're doing and trying to get that edge above somebody else and knowing what other guys are doing as well?
I'm kind of on the fence post there. I don't like it, but I do like it. I wish people had enough respect for other people not to just be poking their heads on their cars and stuff like that. I mean, all these series now, they're going to no covers and you can't see this and can't see that. Well, that's cool if everybody's running the same stuff, but there's tons of engineering going on, and the sky's the limit for this class. And so, do you police it, or you just let it go and see where it ends up? And it's kind of a tough rule there, but I'd like to see myself just where it would end up. But I also see, on the other hand, how it's going to drive the cost of the sport up too, and I don't want that to happen either.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit old school. You go where you respect people on stuff, and that's probably what gets me more than anything is you have to watch with technology. People got phones and all this stuff with cameras, but out of respect, and it kind of really irritated me. I was watching this on TV, and it happened multi times and multi people. Like, somebody comes in, they're just right away back of the car, and I'm like, just go to work on your own shit, like, why you got to go over there and look at that? Respect that guy for what he's working. And I know you're a very hard worker in doing stuff, and it's, I'll come around, like, I'll say hi to you or different guys, and it's amazing at how some guys, they just walk right up in somebody's hauler, walk right up, oh, hey, I'm going to climb underneath here, and I'm like, I've always tried to be very respectful, and I think a lot of that is lost in our sport with stuff. Maybe it's through generation change and doing things, but it is a double-edged sword, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I think too. Everybody's run the same suspension for so long in the late model world that they just assume that everybody's got the same stuff and it's okay to look. But you run modified just like I do, and I told my guys in Barry and everybody, I was like, you ain't seen nothing till you go to a modified race. I said, back when we go out in Texas and stuff, there's no telling what in the world you get out run by.
Yeah, I've seen
we
that
were
too.
just talking about this week. David went to a race, one of his first races, and he called one of the cars in front of him a barn burner, and he ended up getting his tush handed to him.
Yep. Kenny Wallace and he was over, and he was bored, and I said, man, thinking in modified, you'll see, like, somebody will show me, he's like, yeah, I'm running this instead of a 4-bar, they got a chain, and I'm going the other way. I'm like, what the? I'm like, bud, I ain't doing none of that. But it is interesting on the modified. You'll see stuff, and I go, I don't know how that's working, but hey, I'm glad it's working for you. But the late model stuff is definitely the technical side of things and doing stuff, and that's what I love, and I commend Barry and Lance. I knew all year, they've been working hard and doing stuff, and for you to go out and showcase what they've been working on, I thought it was really cool, because they're racers. They're going to keep working on stuff and try to get better. And I tell people all the time, the world's a small circle, and I'm just glad that you're part of their program and your guys were able to go out there and win. Oh
yeah, for years. Ever since I've been racing in the late models, back with my first ride, I've wanted to race with Barry and for Barry, just because he's such a legend, and everybody knows him. But we just never ever got. We've been so close so many times, and just never got to get it done. And this weekend for us to go out and race and win, it's just like, wow, I know together we could get it done. But there's nothing set in stone for next year, nothing as far as he and I racing together. But hopefully we will get something worked out.
Well, hopefully this past weekend helps solidify next year's plans. But speaking of the rest of this year, you said the World Finals this weekend. Is there anything else on your schedule coming up before the season's completely over?
I don't think so. Maybe go down to Boyd's. I heard they had a race, and Cleveland's got a race too. I may go down there and give it a whirl, help Dale out, and get him some car counts down there.
So when you speak of next year, I know last year you went to out in I think it was Las Cruces, run out there for a little while. Is it going to be the same thing? Follow that Lucas tour and go out maybe out west for the January run?
We hadn't really discussed none of that yet, but possibly I would like to go, especially if Barry and I get something to work together. If we get to go out in Arizona, that'd be awesome because, we were out there last year, and those guys did a phenomenal job on the track. I mean, we had the same racetrack every night, and it never rubbered up. It was racy, and,
wow.
For the car count and them having to prep the track every day, we had the same surface. And I told Barry, I was like, if we can go out there, I said, I know it's a long ways, but, you go to Volusia, and they do a good job, but you got a different track every night. But out there, you got the same, and it may be different this year, but last year it was the same every night, and we were able to test. And, the last 2 nights we finally hit something, and bam, we won the last 2 nights. So I thought, man, we get out there with Barry in this car and just basically 6 days of testing pretty much.
Well, are you going to still be with Brian Rowland next year? I imagine.
Yeah, Brian and I are going to be together.
So we need to get on Brian about letting you go out there. I'll shoot him a text, go, hey, you need to go to that casino, win a little test money, and let Jimmy go out there.
Or have that casino send us some test money once.
Yeah, you can do that too. You think Brian's going to, he's a racer himself. You think he's going to get into late model or modified or something?
I think he's got the itch a little bit. He went to the race with us a time or two, and then he got pretty fired up about it. So
that's what
I think you might have to get on to him. I think he's a little scared because I told him to come on down to Charlotte, and I'd put him in one of his cars.
Hang on, you need to be careful because I seen him. He went to Volusia, and I'm like,
yes, he did.
I want to watch this, and I was like, Bud, I hope you got a good crew because you are going to tear some stuff. He is not afraid.
He's wild.
You need to watch what you say there, but I would like to see him back running. I know he was up there at Fairbury at the Prairie Classic. I give him a hard time, like, man, you got that modified or let's see you go race, and he's had a heck of a year, and he needs to get out there and enjoy himself and have some fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I told him. I said, come on down here. We got another car up in the trailer. If you want to race, we'll drag it out. You can make you a few laps. I said, now, Charlotte's pretty upbeat and fast. I said, if you get the wall there, you're going to know it.
Ooh, it is a fast place. What do you look going into this weekend out there at World Finals?
Oh, man, we're just going to go out there and do the best we can. I told Barry, I said, I think we won 4 out of the last 5 at that track. I said, don't screw it up for me.
I remember you did very well last year, and when I look at, and let me ask you this, with the preference of weather going on, would you like to see him run on a Sunday during the day or just call it for the weekend after Saturday, or is there any preference that you'd like to see?
We're there to race, and they do a great job prepping the track. And I know Sunday it probably won't be very racy, but when we're already there, we may as well race.
I didn't know if you like day races or if you're more for the night or what you like.
I like the night races, and especially places like Charlotte and Gaffney and them places. You can't really race during the day there. It ain't going to just rubber up.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed with dirt racers is, and I found this, it is very hard. You get on a sleep schedule, and you get to where it screws them up when they get on a day race, because normally they get up about like 10 or so, 11, and they'll get working on their car, and they get going in the afternoon. And I've seen the day races, it's like, whoa. Like, I think it was earlier this year at Eldora. There was guys going, man, I ain't used to being up this early. I was laughing, reading all the tweets and stuff.
Drivers getting in the car yawning.
Yeah. It is. And it is hard. It's very hard, but...
That's cool.
So, do you have any plans to get back in a modified by any chance?
I'm really wanting to get us a car together and get us a house car.
All
and
right.
have one sitting here ready to go to maybe drive myself some and maybe put a driver in some, because our local track ties, well, they're going to start running modifieds again, and it's just so far away for me to race. That's one of the only reasons I got out of the modifieds, because it got to where I'd have to travel 3 and 4 hours just to race. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I can't. When you travel all the way to Junction City or somewhere like that, you have to win to break even. And I thought, man, it just isn't financially.
Man, I hope that comes true, because I'd love to race against you. I don't see myself running a late model, but the modifieds, I can say, hey, I've raced against Jimmy Owens. That'd be awesome. And we've tried. I know McDowell, they have the new Southeastern Modified Series, and I told him, I said, hey, you need to get a hold of that guy. Maybe we can get modifieds over there. So that ain't far from the house either for you.
No. Like I said, they're making a pretty good comeback over in the Carolinas, which is awesome, and there's still a lot of modifieds around here. Well, I say a lot, but when they have a local race, we're going to have about maybe 5 local modifieds, and it's just not enough to get anything going around here.
Yeah.
Love it. But, well, we hope to see you this weekend, and congratulations on your big national 100 win. That's awesome, and hopefully you can do another repeat this weekend.
Well, I hope so. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being on the show, Jimmy. We appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care, y'all.
Thank you.
The Newport Nightmare.
He's an awesome guy. I'll tell you, as I've got to know him, it's hard not to like him. I mean, he's
his
so
name
down to
doesn't
earth.
fit him, I don't think, though.
What do you mean, Newport Nightmare?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean but he's very he's I would say very conservative in the car when it comes to, you ain't gonna see him getting wild up on the cushion, tearing quarter panels off. Now he will get, he'll do what he needs to get the job done, but he's very respectful. I think it's cool, and like I said, that him and Barry are hooked up. You got new chemistry there, and hopefully they can keep that going. It's just something that when you look at, it's like Josh Richards and the rocket cars, or Mark Richards, I should say. Them rocket cars are not going to sit there and be what I call stagnant. They are going to be very competitive. They're working hard. Obviously, Longhorn's done their homework. They're doing well, but you have these other builders that they're getting after it, and listen, Lanigan, he took off some after he had announced this summer. He says, "Hey, I got to go to work." So, it's going to be interesting, this World Finals, and then going into next year.
Yeah, and he heard that he's building another modified. That's cool. I'd be excited
Man,
to
I'd
see
love
how that
seeing
goes.
him in one.
Absolutely. Well, we have Mike Iles coming up next. We got to go to break here on Slingin Dirt on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
There's a more economical way to travel, and that's with a Tom Johnson Camping World RV. Whether you're heading for excitement at the track or serenity in the mountains, get there for less, and you can go more often. Find the RV that fits your lifestyle and your budget from anywhere in the country at TomJohnsonCamping.com. With available nationwide delivery and one of the largest inventories in the country. Check out our locations in the Blue Ridge Mountains, at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, or online at TomJohnsonCamping.com.
Looking for a great spot for an affordable beach vacation or the perfect romantic retreat? Let the Plaza Resort and Spa help. A vacation on the world's most famous beach is sure to help you reconnect with the ones you love. Discover the grand tradition of hospitality and service on Daytona Beach. The Plaza Resort and Spa is the perfect choice for any type of getaway. Book online at plazaresortandspa.com or call 1-855-DB-PLAZA. That's 1-855-327-5292.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back. We're the Stremmes. You're listening to Slingin Dirt. We just got done talking with Jimmy Owens, the late model driver, and now we're going to switch to big block modifieds. He is your Romp and the Stomp winner, a good friend of mine. He is Mike Iles. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Hi, Ashley.
How are you doing after this weekend?
Oh, great.
Well, I saw that you had almost won Friday night on the big track, which didn't pay as well as Saturday night. So you picked up the $10,000 to win on the quarter mile. Tell me how that was.
The race itself was pretty awesome. It's probably worked harder to win that than any other race I've been in. It's the track was super fast. I guess the weather has been pretty rainy, so the track had a lot of bite. The track was just super quick. So everybody was fast. We were a little worried, as far as qualifying and stuff goes, because it was actually a little wet when we went out in time trial. And we ended up time trialing fourth, which actually put us second on the outside pole without a heat race, which we kind of worried about because we knew the track was going to change so drastically for the feature. We kind of thought it would be better to be in the heat race so we could make some changes, kind of sneak up on the setup. We didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm sorry, people are just walking into my office.
They're wanting to see that. They're wanting to see that winner.
Get out.
Yeah.
of my train of thought. Yeah, so we thought it might be a problem, but it turned out to be great because the heat races were a little crazy, and I saw some guys tear up some stuff, so I was pretty happy to not be in the heat race. We started outside pole, and which made it pretty easy. I fell back to third at one point behind Billy Pouch Jr., and then we had a restart and ended up back second. But it was just one of those races where it went so fast. It was 40 laps. I think we only had maybe 3 cautions, and it just, I don't know. It was a pretty crazy race. I can't, this is all I can say.
So Ashley was telling me too, you only run a handful of races all year?
Yeah, I'm really kind of semi-retired. My wife's pressuring me to sell it all, but I just refuse to do it. But yeah, I think it was our 8th race of the year. We just ran some special shows, and like I can kind of sell Friday night racing to her, and that's what this series was all about.
Yep.
And the Romp and Stomp was the finale of that Friday night series.
That's unbelievable.
Well,
8 races this season, and you're still out there picking up the W's. That's insane.
Oh, yeah. And Friday night, I had them covered, too, on the big track. That's the 5/8 mile. And we started 8th. I took the lead, I don't know, lap 3 or 4, and had a straightaway on them. And we had some mechanical problems. A caliper loosened up on the right rear, and the painter bar worked its way all the way down by itself, which is amazing.
Wow.
But I ended up picking up a really bad push, and it was terrible. The car wouldn't turn at all, but I ended up second. Laubach got me with, I don't know, 6 to go or something. But up until like about 10 to go or 15 to go, we were checked out and done. It would have been nice to sweep the weekend.
That would have been big. And so I know how you sell trying to race more. So you do this. You tell her, say, hey, honey.
Here we go.
Honey, we're going to go to Charlotte and run World Finals. But they have the mall right by there, and we can go there and use it as a mini vacation.
Yeah. That's not working.
I know. It don't work for me.
She's already fallen into those things for years and years. Hey, we're going to go to Florida. You can come. Maybe go to Disney. We're going to do. But now she's like, no, we're not doing that. As a matter of fact, I just got back from the Czech Republic racing slot cars.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
We went to that was also a world final where you had people from, 40 countries represented. That was an incredible thing. That's another one of my crazy hobbies that I travel probably 3 or 4 times a year and race 1/24th slot cars.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
he
how
puts
is
up with a lot of nonsense.
over at
It's still racing though, right?
when you're over in the Czech, do they have anything like dirt racing or like your big block mods or anything?
I don't think so. They're into road course cars a lot and that kind of stuff. As far as I know, no dirt cars.
Speaking of road course, what was it like? I'd seen a picture of this.
Oh boy!
You running the inaugural road course on asphalt of the big block cars. I think when they were in Jersey.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? What was that like? I mean, now we're supposed to be talking about dirt racing, but I'm kind of curious.
That was awesome. We went out and tested, a few weeks and dialed our stuff in. We had a really good car. For the inaugural race, we were the fastest car, so we set the record for the weekend and sat on the pole. But right at the final minute, I said, you know what, guys, it was really hot. It was like 100 degrees out. He said, let's go from hards to extra hards, which we had never tried.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oops. So the car just wouldn't turn. It was absolutely terrible. I ended up 5th. I actually spun and it still ended up 5th. It was one of those deals. Now, the following year, they had it again. And I went out and set fast time again and smoked them. And that was awesome. And to run a dirt car on a road course is probably the most fun I've ever had in a race car.
Really?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And
at one point, the one straightaway, you reach 155 miles an hour before you make a hard right-hand turn.
Yeah.
And it's just thrilling.
I can't imagine.
Well, I would say if you're going to run a dirt car on a road course, that would be because you sit in the center.
Yeah.
How were the brakes? Did you have to put different kind of brakes on or anything?
We put bigger brakes in the front.
Wow.
I love it. That's insane. Well, speaking of asphalt racing, I guess it's more of a concrete. I know you're going to be a little birdie named Jay Dugan told me that you're going to be doing all the indoor races this year. Atlantic City, Allentown, and Trenton. Tell me what that's all about.
Well, that's just it. We're planning on doing all 3. I just bought a new Lafleur chassis, or a new Lafleur car. As a matter of fact, I bought the car that Eric Rudolph won with. So he won Atlantic City, and that was the last race of the series last year. And I had already purchased the car prior to him winning. So he won it. They went into tech, and then they pushed it to my trailer, and it went home with us.
That's
so
awesome.
It is awesome. So I have that car. As it raced, ready to go. So we're pretty excited about that.
Mike, I got to say, I thought, we're going to talk to Mike here. He runs big block cars. And as I'm sitting here listening, learning a lot about you, you run about 8 dirt races, you slot car race, you're a heck of a road racer, and now you're a heck of an indoor racer, too. I mean, you're like this McCready or Friesen. I mean, you get in anything and you're winning.
I don't know about that. We get in anything and we run up front. It's just we don't win all the time. We run up front all the time. But it seems like sometimes there's a black cloud over my head. And the weird things happen all the time.
Well, there's still you got to have some really good talent, because I know if you sit around and I mean you just said the guys you would outrun this weekend, they're doing it all year. And it's hard to beat people that do it all year. And you've run 8 times, and you went out there and almost swept the whole weekend. I mean, that's a pretty big statement.
Yeah. We're. I think I'm as good as most of them. There's a handful of these guys out there, like Friesen, for instance.
Yeah.
That kid's Superman. And a bunch of those guys. I mean, they're doing it 4 nights a week. They're really hard to compete against.
Hey, maybe since your wife won't let you come to the World Finals, McCready can go get that car, because the guy he was driving for selling everything, and he could run it this weekend.
That sucks. I couldn't imagine just being a driver. See, I'm a driver owner.
That's exactly right.
I do that too.
So no matter what's going to happen, I know who's driving my car.
Do you ever?
Absolutely right.
You ever get out of the car?
I get along with the owner really well.
You ever get out of the car and you're like, that damn driver, you know what?
Oh yeah, all the time. If you hire a driver, my guys will say, "What did you just do that for?"
Oh yeah.
It happens.
I'm the same way. I'm like, if that driver would have run better this weekend, we'd been all right. But but when I listen to you, you also, your wife says, hey, you can't run as me. Man, you're racing a lot. Indoor racing.
Yeah.
You got slot cars.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you what makes her crazy is Saturday night point racing.
I'm with you on that.
She's not into it. Like when I miss, because I went through this 15 or 20 years of missing every wedding.
Yep.
Everything that was on a Saturday night, I missed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess she got tired of making excuses for me. He's racing again, or he's in the points, or he's there.
It's one thing. It's one thing to be a racer and have a wedding during the middle of the year. I mean, I kind of look and I go, "What are you doing? Are you kidding me?" But people that your friends that aren't in racing, hey, they got weddings. You got to make sure you make them. But she got to be a heck of a woman. And again, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at your talent. And I'm gonna have to follow this winter deal at. What's it called, honey?
They have 3 different indoor races: the Atlantic City, Allentown, and Trenton.
I have to keep up with that.
Perfect. Well, Mike, we appreciate you being on the show, and congratulations, and good luck with all the indoor racing.
Well, thank you very much.
We appreciate you. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for being on.
Bye.
We are going to go to break really quick, and it sounds like we have Ben on the line finally. So keep it here on Slingin Dirt on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
This is Steve Post.
And I'm Kendra Jacobs.
Join us every Saturday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time for MRN's Wing Nation on MAV TV.
We'll talk with the biggest names in wing sprint car racing, from the world of outlaws to your local wing sprint car track. We cover it all.
Plus, we'll preview each weekend's biggest wing sprint car races from around the country.
MRN's Wing Nation, 9:30 Eastern Time, Saturday mornings on MAV TV.
If you don't get MAV TV, go to getmavtv.com to find your local TV provider and let them know you want MAV TV.
Race fans, you know there's nothing like the power, excitement, and sounds of NASCAR. Ever wonder what it would be like to strap yourself in the seat of an authentic NASCAR race car? You can do it at the Richard Petty Driving Experience. Ride along or drive yourself at one of 15 tracks nationwide. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit online at drivepetty.com. Richard Petty Driving Experience. It's authentic NASCAR entertainment. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit drivepetty.com to reserve your experience.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt. We're the Stremmes. We thought we had Ben Watkins on the line, but we must have lost him. So we'll just keep trying him and see if we can't get him to respond.
During break, you were talking about Billy Pouch Jr.'s got retro skin.
Yeah, BPJ, my good buddy Billy Pouch Jr. He is coming down for the World Finals again this year. And he is doing a throwback to his papa, Billy Pouch.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Again, World Finals will have a lot of, paint jobs, a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hate to be over at World Racing Group this morning or this week because they have so much going on with that race, the banquet, and then you have weather. So
yeah,
I know
no doubt.
Deary and all the guys are doing a great job over there, and see what happens.
It'll be interesting. It's all about the weather. But speaking of it being interesting, we have Ben on the line now. He is your Carolina Clash Rookie of the Year and also the Carolina Clash Points Champion. Welcome to the show, Ben.
I appreciate it. It's good to be on with you guys.
Well, tell me, so in the 16 years that the Clash has been in organization, no one has done what you have done this year, being the Rookie of the Year and clinching the Points Championship. Tell me what that's like.
Yes, it's quite an honor to be the first one. We set out this year. Our goals going into this year, was to be the Rookie of the Year, and just we were fortunate enough it played in our hand, and we were able to capture the Points Champion as well.
I know. I'll be honest, never heard of you until I went to the Shrine race and I'm watching. Okay. And I'm like, man, who's this 16? He is fun to watch. You had Ferguson there, and you had Ross Bales and Rambo. I mean, you had a lot of good cars there. You were right in there with them. I mean, it was really cool. And I watch you how you handled your car. I think that night you had some heating issues. You go to pitch, come back out, driving back through there. I'm like, man, this guy's up on the wheel, And then I start following you a little more. So it's this year wasn't like you just backed into it. You were very competitive all year.
Yeah, we were. We ran. I've been hooked up with these guys. With these guys I drive for a couple of years now, and we started in a crate late model, and we got a steelhead limited late model, and we worked into that, and then this year we ran a couple races last year, just to kind of get our feet wet with the super deal, and it was really humbling experience. We got our tail handed to us, which I feel like it was what we needed in a sense. But we went to work over the off season and really made some big strides and got hooked up with some good people and got a lot better over the off season. I felt like, and just at the beginning of this year, I felt like we could be competitive. We just had to get everything lined up to be competitive, and we kind of feel like it definitely all kind of came together, and just each time on the racetrack we're just learning and getting better each time. And you just got to realize, man, when we're out there racing with these guys, they've been doing it a lot longer than we have, and it's just been awesome to be able to run as competitive as we have this year. But yeah, every time we go out, we go out to do the best we can do, and when we leave the house, we want to go win.
Who are some of the late model guys that's helped you out through this transition?
It's been, kind of hit and miss. Actually, Chris Ferguson's dad, he's kind of stepped up a little bit and give us a hand and some knowledge along the way. He's been a big help. And just any of the guys that'll be willing to talk to me in the pit, it's kind of super late model racing's kind of tough in some areas because man, these guys fight so hard to get there. Sometimes they don't want to tell you a whole lot, which is understandable because they've done fought tooth and nail to get there. But even Casey Roberts and them guys are a great group of guys, and I feel like I can walk over there and talk to Casey anytime I want to, and he's not going to steer me in the wrong direction.
Well, when you're taking their money, they're not going to help you much.
Yeah, they're not going to help you anymore.
Yeah, it's harder. The better we run, the harder it is to come by good information.
Absolutely. And you picked up your first super late model win this year as well. How long, I know your racing career hasn't been super long. Where did you get your start and when was it?
I got my start, oh man, I don't even know the year. It was at Lancaster Motor Speedway, big half mile in South Carolina, and probably around 96 or so. 2006. I'm sorry, 2006. I'm only 26.
I was gonna say. I was wondering that you're saying 96. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
Were you even born then?
No, I watched my dad race all through the years, race stock body cars, but I got my start in about 2006 in a stock body car running around Lancaster. And I raced a few years, and that's kind of where I cut my teeth at. And you can really tell that place is a real wide open, hammer down place and up on the top side. And when we go to places that kind of favor that, we really seem to do good. We seem to shine a little bit more, but it's nice to go to complete opposite racetracks too, because you gotta really learn a lot then.
What's 2016 look like going forward from this year?
Right now, we're not really set on we're not set on following a series at this time. Not saying that it couldn't be an option. I think we just want to set out and run some big races. Maybe try a couple different other series if we can. Just to kind of to see how we shake out with some other guys and go to some other racetracks and try to run for some big money when we can. You
need to hook up with Ferguson. He's been out. He's been
starting to travel.
He was up there at Portsmouth. He's been different areas, run very well, and he said, and I'll do this if you can make it up to Fairbury, Illinois for the Prairie Classic. It is a phenomenal place to go to.
Yeah, I've kind of kept up with that just on social media and stuff, and it looks like an awesome place to go.
Well, I want to take it back a little bit to your roots, and I want to know where that sweet-looking 16 came from.
The 16?
Yeah, the one on the side of your car.
Well, that's the 16. That actually came from the guys that I drive for.
Okay.
That group of guys come out of Camden, South Carolina, and they haven't been a team a super long time, really, to be car owners. They hadn't been around a super long time, and they got hooked up with some guys and started racing. I wouldn't say in the early 2000s. They had a couple different drivers, and that was their number. And it just so happened when I was learning to race, I parked beside them with my stock body car, and they were running late models, limited late models. And just having to be parked beside them, most Saturday nights, and they kind of watched me grow up, running stock body cars. And, they ended up needing, they set out for a new driver, and they were actually going to quit racing at one time. And then they ended up needing a driver, and I wasn't even proven in a late model. I was just a kid, running around in a stock body car, just doing the best I could, which I feel like we done pretty well. And they decided to put me in it, which was you don't hear that happening much, because I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything really to give them except a a young driver.
Well, what's their names? Let's give them some credit.
Brian Monterano and Doug Monterano. They're it's like a father and son.
Cool.
Kind of actually like an ownership in the car,
Yep.
which is really neat. It's a lot different. And then actually Doug's brother, we call him Uncle Larry. He's a big one in it. So it's just like a family together, and all the guys that we got on our team, man, I just feel like we all just kind of mesh together really well, and it does feel like a big a family together.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's what racing's all about. And we congratulate you on your points championship and Rookie of the Year. We appreciate you being on the show today. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, if you're out there at World Finals, come on by and see us.
Absolutely. I love it. So humble.
I'd like to talk to him some more, but
Absolutely.
we were short getting to him.
We don't have a whole
But,
lot of time.
They can catch us up. It's Friday.
Friday, noon to 1:30.
At the Pavilion. You'll see us, Wing Nation. Please come on by and check us out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of good drivers there. And
Like I said, some of the drivers we have, Tim Fuller, Jonathan Davenport, Rick Eckert, Matt Shepard, Jimmy Phelps, and Steve Francis has
more.
also confirmed. Yeah,
I'm going to get on some other guys'
We've got
ass.
about 5 more guys that we've just waiting to hear back from. So we're excited. Bring your galoshes, your Coors Light,
whatever else, and we'll
your
get it.
umbrella.
We'll get it in there. But anyways, we'll check it out from there, and again, it won't disappoint. And then also there's some other races. You heard Boyd coming up here in a couple weeks, so just while you can,
Motor Speedway this weekend.
While they can, try to get in your last few races, and then go from there. So it's going to be a short winter, I would say.
You think?
I know it is. I mean,
it's always a short off season.
Well, we got to go to
unquote.
Vegas next week.
Next week is Vegas.
We'll be out there for the IMCA. We'll Kyle Strickler will be running our house car, and then we have Jason Bolio.
Mm-hmm.
But look into that. We got a few other ones. So
the season is commencing.
Yep.
No, not commencing. Yeah, but
then we got a few more shows, and then we'll be done. So, anyways,
yeah,
we got
that's it. Go
Nation's
support
up next.
your local dirt track before it's over.
Wing Nation.
Wing Nation
live,
up next.
Live.
Would they have live drivers in
They're
studio
alive.
today? Absolutely. We're so glad you tuned in today. This is another episode of Slingin Dirt here on MRN, on iTunes, and at Race Day Nation on the iHeartRadio app.
This has been Slingin Dirt with Ashley and David Stremme. Listen every Tuesday at 11 Eastern on MRN.com for more news, interviews, and opinion from dirt tracks all over America. Slingin Dirt is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.